To a brand new episode of the program that I named Time with Osumafour Benjamin. This time around is what? History time. There are so many things that we've been hearing. There are so many things that we've been reading from books that we don't know that all these things are even talking about us. For example, Israel. We know we've been hearing about Israel, but we never knew that Israel is talking about we blacks or a particular people. You know them already. So right now I'm still here with Osumafour Benjamin again for us to go to lead us into history. When we talk about the Roman Empire, Rome, who are the original ancient Roman Empire and how can we trace them right now? So without wasting my time, let me go to Osumafour Benjamin so that we begin the conversation for today. But wait, before I go to Togbe have created a WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group purposely for Togbe, privately. Nice one for Togbe. So maybe you may like to have an encounter with Togbe one-on-one in a WhatsApp group. You may have certain questions that you may not like to even type it in the comment section. Join the WhatsApp group, then you can have interactions with Togbe directly. Pick the number you are seeing on your screen, then you join the WhatsApp group. Let me go to Togbe, then we start. Togbe, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Togbe, you have made us understand almost everything that we have to know about us. If not you, we wouldn't have even known that the tribes of Israel Busiakunu, they are not 12, but rather 7. If not because of you, we wouldn't have known this. We wouldn't have even known that we are rather the Israelites. Togbe, when they talk about the Roman Empire, who are the ancient Roman Empire and how can we trace them? Who are these people?
Thank you very much for this question. You see, I always get happy when people ask very delicate and complicated questions like this. It may be delicate and complicated to some people, but to me, it is not delicate and complicated because of the gods.
Okay.
They have been teaching me and telling me everything under this sun.
Okay.
Except some few that I have not heard up to now.
Okay.
And I'm still questioning them. You see, the Roman Empire, when we talk about Roman Empire, it's English language.
Okay.
So it sounds like it's white man's world.
Yeah.
That is how the white man wants to do everything, you see. But in reality, the planet was originally black in totality. Oh yes, this planet we call Earth was habited by black people only.
Okay.
So everything originated from black race.
Okay.
So, but the white people want to get themselves involved in world history and things like that. So in most cases, they hide the originality of the issue and then portray themselves as the people.
Togbe, let me come in before you continue. If you say they hide the real facts of the issue, that means who are now right? Are they the people writing our history for us?
They are not the people writing our history for us, but unfortunately on our part, during the wars that has been transpired on this planet Earth, a lot of our ancient document that was kept by our ancestors has been stolen by the white devils.
Okay.
You see, they have stolen many clay tablets that have the records and history of our people. It is in their museums. It is in their archives. You see?
That means we once have our own documentation.
Of course, yes. Let people don't have the belief. I don't want people to think that before the white man, the black man does not even know anything.
Okay.
In actual fact, modern days we have all come to know that the first university was in Timbuktu, which is a black man's university. And in fact, some of the, how do you call them, the Greeks, philosophers, have confessed on their books that has been kept from us that all they are boasting of came from the black people in Egypt. You see? So that tells you that the white man owes nothing under the sun. He only stole it by force. Everything in his possession, he stole it.
Okay.
He don't owe anything. It is now that he's trying to make some monuments that will represent him. But all that they are doing is a copyright of what the black people has done in the ancient.
Okay.
You see, when we talk about Roman Empire, let's bring the whole structure of governance on this planet, or ruling of this governance first. You see, the governance started from Mesopotamia, where we call Iraq today.
Okay.
The people who were there were the first people to rule the whole world. Even though the world was not as big as it was today, but it was still the world. No matter how small it is, it's referred to as the world.
Okay.
And after that came other people who the white man calls them Medo and Persia. Fine. Then after them came the Greeks. Then after the Greeks came the Roman Empire. Then after the Roman Empire came this United America. After this United America, God will establish his kingdom under this sun in the soil of Guinea, Gulf of Guinea, which is called Ghana. Whether you like it or not, I have said it. It's not about your likeness that will make it come to pass, or your belief that will make it come to pass. Whether you believe it or not, like it or not, it will surely come to pass. No matter how tricksters are doing to force us to commit against the Hebrew God so that this thing will not transpire, it will surely come to pass.
So all that you are saying revolves around Ghana being the last or the next ruling.
The next and the last ruling powers of this universe, of this planet called Earth.
Okay.
And when it happens like that, there will be mutual peace, and the love your neighbor that I am preaching will come to stay.
Okay.
That will be the time that the Hebrew God will reveal himself to the people of Ghana. If they do not become so stubborn, it will be faster. But the stubborn as they become, it will be later. So if Ghanaians want to see what their ancestors saw in confirming what we have been reading about, then they should put on a sensible, a humanized attitude. A sensible, a humanized attitude. If I say humanized, there are animalistic attitude that I don't want people to pick. So if you become a human, reason and think properly like a human being, that you know that even if God has not said it,
you have to think.
You have to reason and know that this is wrong and this is right. But because you think you are so poor, when you were at the bench, you were showing who should shoot the penalty and score. Then when the person shoot the penalty and did not score, oh, he should have do it like, if it were me, I would do it like this. Then it came to your turn. It's you, shoot it, let's see. And you have been shooting over the bars all the time. You see? Coming to the question, this Roman Empire was originally a black empire.
Okay.
And that black empire, they have their leader who was so great in command. In fact, he was so serious and wicked. The Roman king, the Roman Empire emperor, he was a black man because the Roman Empire was a black nation.
You can say
the man's name originally, it may surprise you, and I like your surprise, but I don't want you to say you believe or not, and that is the fact you come to know later. The man was called Kwame Akwa.
Kwame Akwa.
Yes, he was called Kwame Akwa. Somebody will say, then it means he was an Akan. Oh, you don't even know. Akans have had the bigger role under this sun. Akans have played a bigger role under this sun. But you see, when powers arise, there comes a time that powers will lose their ability. That is when we were in Mesopotamia. That Bedouin who you call Nebuchadnezzar was ruling. There was serious commands and laws made to be obeyed by him. In fact, after his reign, there was a successor who was also called Amuabin, whom they have changed his name also to Hammurabi. When I used to say this, I know I have a friend who's supposed to learn. He only argue and challenge simply because the story is not going his direction. I pity him. Whatever belongs to you, I will give it to you. But allow me to give others to those they believe it belongs. So this man is the man that the white man has given him a name, Saint Maurice. Those of you who have never seen that man before, you can Google the image of Saint Maurice and see whether the name is a white man's name, whether the person is a white man. You will know. This Kwame Akwa, sometimes they used to call him Kwankwa in a short form, Kwankwa. He was a strong leader of the Roman Empire. In fact, I will say he was a conqueror. And before somebody will conquer, it means that person has become a serious murderer, a bully, a cheat in so many ways. So his people, or the other people who know his activities, he says in their Akan language, Obu Nkrofo Akwa. Obu Nkrofo Akwa. Kwame Obu Nkrofo Akwa.
Okay.
Because he cheats. Always fighting, taking possession of people's land, taking possession of people's property, and things like that. So he was given the name. Originally he was Kwame Akwa, that became Kwankwa. Then, because of his bully, they say Obu Nkrofo Akwa, Kwame Obu Nkrofo Akwa. Okay. Then the name became Abu Akwa.
Abu Akwa.
Abu Akwa. Abu Akwa. You see, Abu Akwa. Obu Nkrofo, Abu Akwa. It was corrupted to that. Abu Akwa.
Okay.
Obu Nkrofo Akwa. It was corrupted to that. So, if you hear some people by name Abu Akwa people, it is referred to them. They are the original, indigenous Roman Empire. And their leader's name is what I have given you. He was a great guy who has conquered many nations, who has ruled over other territories that even does not belong to him. So that is what his people was calling them. Obu Akwa, Obu Kwame Obu Nkrofo Akwa, Kwame Obu Akwa. Then it became Abu Akwa.
Now, Tokwe, if you are saying the ancient Roman Empire is blacks and they are the Obu Akwa people.
Yes.
Where was its location geographically by then?
Well, geographically, it was also the whole thing was located at close to the Greeks.
Okay.
Close to the Greeks. You see, they were located to. Even when I went to Italy, the current Italians who are claimed to be the Romans, they are not. They were not. Most of them even come from Morocco and things like that to reproduce themselves and call themselves Italian or whatever it is. You see, they told me and they took me to where the original people were killed and buried. The place is called, it's in Napoli, Pozzoli. The place is called Pozzoli. If you go there, you will see something like an arena a big one like a stadium, an arena, with something like staircases that people sit on top. It's an ancient one, and they show me this is where they bury all the ancient black Romans. They kill them and bury them there. You see? So there is a proof. If you like, go to Italy, go to Napoli, go to Pozzoli. It's a close suburb of Napoli. Just like Accra, then you are going to Teshi. When you go there, you see the arena.
Now, Togbe, if geographically the ancient Roman Empire was around that side that you said, how come about their migration to this place?
How come about the migration of the Israelites to this place?
Is the Romans also part of the Israelites?
No, I don't say. I'm giving you because you are asking why.
Oh, okay.
That is why I'm also asking you, how come we are also here?
Oh, okay.
It is because of war. If you cannot apprehend the enemy, then you have to run away for your life.
Okay.
Yes, this is exactly what happened. You see, Roman Empire is another portion of the Akan groups. Just like the Mesopotamian ruling of the ancient, it was also an Akan group. You see, now Akans, we have the Ekwapims, we have the Denchiras, who were the first in Mesopotamia to rule Bedouin Kansas people. Then we have the Fantis, we have the Bonos, we have just the Akan have so many branches. You see, we have the Kwaus. In fact, Kwaus are part of the nation of Israel, just like the Kwapim people. They are also the nation of Israel, because the first king that the Israelite had was a Kwawu man. And this history, sometimes I don't want to talk about it. He was called Siam. Siam messed up with the Hebrew God, and the Hebrew God also messed up with him. He cursed that none of his part, none of his tribe, none of his client will ever lead his people, God's people, because of Siam. That is why you see Kwawu man having rich money but never be a president in Ghana. I'm telling you. It is because of Siam, who led the nation of Israel first and foremost. The one you people call Saul. When I say Siam, people will be arguing, go to Vatican, visit there, and then hear as they pronounce the name, Siam. That is what they will tell you, Siam. But I am a Khan. So when they pronounce it Siam, I know what they mean.
So talk with the Roman Empire, the Romans are not part of the Israelites.
No, they were not part of the Israelites.
But right now, currently, you said the accounts, which is the Obuakwa people,
Yes.
are part of the accounts.
They are part of Akans.
Okay, if they are
just like, let me come in. Just like Babylonians are also part of Akans. Just like Babylon, which is the Denchra. The Den Babylon, the ancient Babylon, was ruled by the Denchras. If they don't know, they should listen to me very carefully. That is where the man they call Nebuchadnezzar group is. Nebuchadnezzar is from a Denchra. It's a Denchra. It's called It's called Bedu Nkansa. When we talk of this leadership in the ancient, Ashanti don't come in. No, Ashanti don't come close to that area at all. Because Ashanti was part of Bedouin Kansas people. Ashantis were Denchiras who were also ruling as the first ruling on this planet in the Mesopotamia, which we call the Iraq. So after we all migrated, it was about drought that causes people to migrate in the ancient time. When drought hits your land and there is no food, no water and everything, then people start to migrate. In fact, all the accounts, we are from that area. The different kinds of accounts, we are all from that area. So, Egypt was originally a place that can save people from starvation and thirst. because of the big river Nile. It was there. But the original people of Egypt, the one who really owns Egypt, was a Yoruba man. I've said this. I am not a Yoruba man. Whereby somebody will say, oh, this man is giving credit to Yoruba people. Me, I give credit to where it belongs. So if it does not belong to you, don't be envy when I am speaking. Just listen and learn with a free mind and free heart. The man who went and put his village on that place that is called Egypt today was originally called Kemi. That is why some people have corrupted it to Kemet. So everybody woke up is going to Kemet's village, Kemet's land. And that man was really a mysterious man with the powers. I'm saying this, and I will later show you where the Ewes learned their powers. It was this man who performed things of which the people don't even understand. So, when the Greeks visited there, they saw a certain things that has been the man is doing that they can't apprehend. They just don't understand. So all they will say is, Kemi is a very mysterious person. It's a very mysterious person. That is where they brought the word Kemi's mystery. Kemi's mystery.
Yes, chemistry.
Yes, we got chemistry from. It was Kemi's mysteries that he was performing. That the Greeks went and saw it and appreciated that man is so really powerful. In fact, it was him that was using the one we call Afa. So anybody who is using Afa should say, I am lying, that Afa does not speak Yoruba language. Afa speaks Yoruba language.
It's true.
Before
the highest Afa is Afanago. I'm not into this, so I won't talk about
you see,
it.
Me, I will tell you and tell you the truth.
And I go far.
You see?
From Yoruba. It's
From Yoruba.
Nigeria.
You see? So Kemi was the one who was performing all these things, and the Yoruba, his people were learning from him. So later on, the Ewes also went there. It was then that the dynasty, after that, Baba Kemi has died. Then the Ewes also took power and became pharaohs there. So through the Kemi's activities, the Ewes also learned the Afa tradition from the Yoruba people, the Yoruba man. I'm telling you the truth. Me, I don't lie, and I don't beg anybody to believe me. Whether you believe it or not, you will come to see it one day. You see? So, after that, then these people who have been ruling at Mesopotamia, which are the Akans, the drought hit them over there. So they were moving along to get where they can get water and food. That is where they came to reach the land of Kemi. Then they used their language in begging them that Misremo, Moma Yembe Bintra, Misremo. And that was what was corrupted to Mizrim.
Mizrim.
You see, it was corrupted to Mizrim. You see, so now after they have been given a place, they were also very skillful in designing, in creating many things. So when they also took over the dynastic power, they started their inventions, their Khans. They started their inventions, which they were practicing in Mesopotamia. They started it there, building the pyramids, making a lot of things to happen. You see? So this is how the whole thing went. And then later on, when they hear that that land, that the white man has corrupted it to be Canaan, belongs to one of their forefathers, whose ancestor was Nana Abriu. He was also called Kena. Then the white man turned the name to be Terah. You see? Yes. So Kena is the one who owns that land. So after some years, they heard that people are taking over that land. So they decided that part of the family should depart from Egypt and go and settle on that land so that it can be acquired again. So that is what brought the migration back to that land. You see? That is why in the book of Exodus, when you read it, the title of the Exodus, you will hear that the meaning is we are leaving the family.
Okay.
We, Shimo, is a Ghana language. We means family. And Wonshi, family, means we are leaving the family. That is the original Hebrew title for Exodus. You see? So some of them parted and settled at their great-grandfather's land, Canaan land, where the white man would say Canaan.
Okay, Togbe, let me cast my mind back. If the Akans moved from Mesopotamia to Egypt, then when I thought the enslavement began?
Well, if you go into details, you will see that there was no slavery. There was no slavery in the sense that, let's say, Togbe Afede, Nana me board in the Akasem, we decided to obey big, let's say, museum.
Okay.
In the land. And then he called the citizens come and do communal labor.
Okay.
Does that make them slaves?
Oh, no.
Oh, it doesn't make them slaves. We are all helping our nation by building maybe a toilet facility for the whole community, by building a museum for the whole community. And therefore, if a chief or a king beat the gongo and say, all men
Come out.
and women should come so that we do this work, and then the people come to help to do this work, does that make them slaves? No. You see? But the white man has managed to turn everything, making it slavery, slavery, slavery. There was no slavery. There wasn't any slavery because when the people who were there was, some of them were Angola people, some of them were Ga people, some of them were Akan people, and some of them were also other tribes.
You can say the Yoruba people are still there, were still there because it was their land.
It was their land. And if everybody is arguing with me, go to the ancient records and see the words and compare Yoruba with it. You will see what I'm talking is true. You see?
One thing I would like our viewers to bear in mind is that those days the land is not as big, or the population was not as big as we are seeing now. So maybe they may think it couldn't be possible. And if a group of people were able to migrate and come and settle here, and they call themselves by this name, when they are moving, they can't go along with the land, but the land remains there. But the indigenous people of that place have migrated.
Yes.
The indigenous people have migrated. Me, that's my understanding.
That is the fact.
That's my understanding.
It's not about
so we can say
that is the
fact.
fact.
Israelites settled here and they were here, but right now they are at different places. We can say they are at different places, which is Ghana here. So that's what people conflict, that maybe if you have given an original place where they were.
Yes.
As to here, then they become confused.
They shouldn't be confused. When you become confused, then it means you are still in modern, but you want to see the ancient.
Ancient, okay, yeah.
You see, focus your intuition into the ancient and see the lifestyle of the ancient, so that when you are listening to history, you begin to know and understand properly. But when your mind is on the modern, then you are beginning to read history. You will never get it correct.
Yeah.
You see, like I've always said, in the ancient, God did not even instituted a marriage for a man and a woman. That topic we will come to it later on. I've just said this. We will come to that topic to prove. You see, So many people are confused because when you talk about the ancient Israelites being in Ghana, then they are confused. When you talk about the Roman Empire being in Ghana, then they are confused. When you talk about the Philistines being in Ghana, they are confused. But that is the truth. Even the Bato, they are here with us. So you can imagine how the composition has become. All the people who are included in the historical message, they are all around a small place called West Africa. They are all in this West Africa.
So my understanding is that even sometimes when we say maybe the Aves migrated, there could be maybe some small number of people, but still they are Aves. So right now, if we are large, so people will be saying, how can this a large number of people migrate? And it could be that the number is even just small.
That is what I am saying. That
you should cast your mind in patience.
Yes, if you want to understand history and know the facts, don't use the current situation and activities to calculate the ancient. The ancient lifestyle is different. In actual fact, they have the way they shape their hair. This bushy hair that in 70s we call it afro. In the ancient, the Egyptians were calling it jawuti. Leave your hair, jawuti. You see, the Egyptians were calling it jawuti. Leave your hair. And we came to call it afro. You see, so everything that is happening has already happened. And it has different name. That is why you don't know and you think it is new. You see, so we are the same people.
Okay, because of what you say, like let me show them some video about what you said. Is everything is that is happening has happened before.
That's right.
Watch this video. After that, we'll continue. All right, so I've shown them the video where that shows that everything that we are practicing now happened in the past, but just in a different way about the hairstyle that.
Yes, of course, and dress code and everything.
Dress code and all those stuff.
You see, and that is why in most cases, when we are talking about God and righteousness, I said dress code does not have anything to do with righteousness. Like most people, especially the Christians and the Muslims, are taking it. No, dress code has nothing to do with godliness. Because the ancient people, look at their lifestyle. They don't wear clothes. So didn't God saw them not wearing clothes? If dress code had something to do with righteousness, why would Abraham and others who were not today, all the films that they are showing you, that people are wearing fugu, people are wearing things, it's current. They are only, you see, I wish people will begin to, no, I'm going to do that, to portray exactly the dress code and what was happening in the past so that people will begin to understand that it was never like today that we wearing this fugu, we wearing this nice shirt and things, wearing shoe. No, it was not like that. Barefooted, and you are going everywhere. Your waist is tied with so tiny something. The same way the women also have their own. And the men, what is most amazing is that the men were seeing what we have never seen. And they were able to compromise. The men have seen. If Ga woman say Guna, which one is big? They have seen a big bust.
In detail.
In detail. Everything koro without any coverage. And they were still humble to live and cope with this woman without harassing them. Today, we are on clothes. They say, Katawuhusie, Akataesia. All these things were men institutions, not God. God never give man clothes. But as time goes on, man in his own wisdom tried to do something to help himself. You understand? So, dress code has nothing to do with godliness. At all, at all. Otherwise, even as at now, there are people who are still living naked life. Do you want to say God will shun them because they don't wear clothes? When did clothes start coming to man start wearing clothes? We were naked. And with our nakedness, we were still following our gods. And the gods love us. So I want to tell you point blank that godliness has nothing to do with clothing. It has nothing to do with clothing. Somebody will say, oh, and God said effort. And God said this man should wear this and this and that and that. Okay, during the time when there was no clothes, what was God asking them to wear? Ask yourself. All these were created by men. Judaism was created by man. And he put his style of dress code. That did no. Abraham and others never wear clothes. If you go to the Egyptians, pharaohs by then, who were kings with riches, what kind of clothes? Were they wearing suits? They just tied their weight with some small thing. So who told you dress code has something in righteousness, something to do in righteousness? Our brothers and our sisters, the Islamic sisters, are being punished just because of the Arab man cannot control his feelings. That is all. It is not any God who said this. The Arab man cannot, and even up to as today, they cannot control their feelings. Unless they don't see a woman. They will rape that woman by force. That is why a law was put that women should clothe themselves from head to toe, just to punish a woman because of because of man's wickedness. A woman should suffer. There are so many things we have to put right under this sun, so that others will also be free. So the Roman Empire, as I've said, is no any other people than the Ebuakwa people.
Okay.
I am not begging you to believe me, but one day you come to know it. Thank you.
But you said when the Anglos were with the Yoruba man, and they learned their things with the Yoruba man, before there was drought, and the account people also came and asked them that Misrao, where we got the name from Mizrim.
Yeah.
And you said the accounts were having these skills that were able to build the pyramids. Right now we are looking for that. Nobody is able to tell us how the pyramids were built. And per what you say right now, you said the accounts were the people who built the pyramid.
Of course, yes.
Someone will be asking if accounts were the ancient people who built the pyramid, then how then, in which process were they able to build the pyramid? Because even as at now, scientists are still researching on that pyramid, and they still baffles them. They still get the understanding of how exactly the pyramid was built.
Oh, okay. That's the next question. You see, we have lost everything. We have lost many, not a small thing. The processing and the way our ancestors lived, we have lost many. In fact, when I have not received this message, and I was reading Bible and say somebody grow up to 300 years, I was doubting, how can a man live for 300 years? But there is a help which has become a secret help on this planet that can give you such long life. The planet is still there.
The help is still there.
The help is still there. You see? But how do we know? Because all the records has been stolen. And even the bodies of our ancestors has been stolen. Mummified bodies are being stolen away. So the knowledge that our ancestors left behind is no more with us. That is what is making us so stupid today. Because, for instance, let's say all these that I am saying, if I should write them and keep them, and then give it to my children, and then somebody comes and rob them and take the whole thing away, my children will never know what their father did in order to follow. The same way we black people of today, especially the Akans, we are suffering. Because the Akans have done so many great things. Today, other people are benefiting and the Akans are poor, not benefiting for anything. That pyramid, according to historical facts, was originally called Eni.
Eni.
Yes. Eni, which is I. That is why at the back of the $1 bill, you will see the pyramid there and the I is on top. The original name for that pyramid is called Eni. And the one who was a pharaoh before that pyramid was built is called Ekufu. You see?
Pharaoh Khufu.
Yes. That is what the white man say, Pharaoh Khufu.
Yeah, that's how they call
It's
it.
a Khufu. Then they have corrupted some of the pharaoh's name. Ametope, they have corrupted in Amenomete or something like that. They have corrupted it to that side. Pharaoh Ametope, they have corrupted it in another form.
So the Egypt, the Ankasa, it is we among we.
We are not far away from home.
So it is we, the people that live our life around that Egypt and everything that. Okay.
So we have just worked for Arabs to enjoy. You see, that is what pains me. We have worked, our ancestors have worked for Arabs to come and enjoy, and Ukrainians and other people. When you go to Mesopotamia, Iraq, it is Arab people who are enjoying our forefathers this thing. When you come to Egypt, it is Arabs who are enjoying the tourist attraction our forefathers left.
Because when they are living, they cannot carry the pyramids and all
they
those.
Cannot carry everything. You see?
Oh.
When you go to Israel, whatever we left there, other people are enjoying it.
True.
And we are here suffering. All this science, mathematics, geography, and whatever we are learning in school was brought by our ancestors in the Mesopotamian records. It is there. It was brought by our ancestors. You see, of which, if Ghanaians are very intelligent and wise, we should let the whole world know that they owe us royalty. Because it is our ancestors that made the NASA able to know about science and calculations.
And it's from this science and calculation that they were able to bring out these inventions. So we own the basics.
We own the facts. We own the blueprint of everything that they are doing on the planet. And therefore, every country that is using science, mathematics, and geography for their business, for the economy to boost, are owing us. And therefore, we don't owe anybody pardon. They are owing us. So I want my leaders to know, go and search, learn, research to know who you are, so that you can be bold enough to claim what belongs to you. Not people to rob you and then come back and say you are owing them. You see, I've said this several times, but it looks as if my message goes into deaf ears. I am saying all this for my leaders to have time for themselves. Even if you don't have time, pay people to do the search on this particular issue. Then when you go in meeting, let them know that now you know that it is your forefathers who brought science that the NASA is using, who brought the mathematics that the NASA is using, who brought the geography that the NASA is using, and therefore you need to be paid for. You go to the Japanese, you go to the Chinese, all of them, Germans and everywhere, those who use science and mathematics and geography to do any activities on the planet should be paying royalty to Ghanaians. They don't do it and then they sit down and talk that we owe them. Whereas under their pillow, they know that when they sleep every day, they know that the monies that they owe us, when we say we want to talk about, is billions of trillions that they cannot even pay. You see? So All these things we are talking about, we are just bringing the facts out that our leadership will have time to think about it and just make research on these things so that they can also be able to talk about it so that, like I heard, I don't know whether Nana Otumfuo or Osei Tutu, you have been able to meet with King Charles. I had wanted to send my information to him that when he goes to meet King Charles, he should tell King Charles that his mothers and his great-grandparents stole gold from Ghana, of which we are seeing it with our eyes. So he should bargain with him to give us back our gold. I wish Nana Osei Tutu, Ababio, you will listen to me. It's not a stupid statement. It is true that I know you yourself, you know, that those gold that Queen Elizabeth, who died, was showcasing to the world, belongs to Ghana. And we want it. We need our gold. So please, when you go, talk to him about that. And I believe that, I know it's a fact that they will agree, if not to give all of us, all for us, they will give some percentage that will be reasonable to make Ghana come up. So talk about it. He knows, Charles knows that his ancestors stole those gold. They didn't buy it, they stole it from us. And we want it back. Please. Thank you.
Togbe, what baffles me is that when we are talking about migration, you realize that some people will be here, some people will be here, then all of a sudden they come together to form a great kingdom. We are talking about the Akans. You said the Akans, some of the Akans are Hebrews, they are Israelites. But the Roman Empire right now we are talking about, they are not Israelites or they are not Hebrews.
Yes.
But right now, currently, they are part of the Akans.
Yes.
So how was that migration from their ancient Rome? And how did they even met? Were they able to meet them at the Mesopotamia before they all ran here?
Yes, yes. No, the fact is that the Akan tribe itself originated from Iraq. Akan originated from the Aramic people who are the Okre people. Akan came out of them. And the Akan began to spread in different diversions. You see, so if you should count now, we may have some accounts of Akans who are about, we have about 7 or 6 accounts, tribes, if I am correct. Yes, because we have the Fantis, we have the Ekwapims, we have the Ebuakwa Achims, we have the, now we have the Santis, we have the Dangerous, we have the Bonos. Even when we talk of Akan, Nzema is also an Akan. Nzema is considered as an Akan, you see. And there are other tribes, even in the Volta region, that are also considered to be Akans, like the Peki, the Chasikan, Rara, and others, you see. So the Akan tribe is a very huge tribe. But fortunately for us, we were able to come together. And even still, we have some of the Akan tribe who couldn't join us here, who are in Cameroon. Oh, yes. And then there is also another Akans who are in Côte d'Ivoire. You see, there are Akans who are in Cameroon now. They are Akans. I met one guy in Italy, and when he got to know that I am Akan, he jumped and said, "You are my brother." I said, "Where from you?" He said, "From Cameroon." Then he started teaching me that they are also Akans, you see.
So how do you know they are? Do you know based on
I researched
their names?
I researched and came to know that they are also Akans, you see. But unfortunately for them, the language has been corrupted.
So they can't.
Just like our brothers and sisters in Côte d'Ivoire, their language has been corrupted. So they cannot speak true Twi the way we will speak. Even though there are some words that go hand in hand with the Twi, like Akwaba and other things like that. Yes, you see.
So, thank you very much for this great teaching. Your last word for some people don't believe in history. So give us your last word, then we end this great section here.
Thank you very much. All I will say is that if you do not believe history, then there's no need for you to believe God. Yes, because God is not an ancient thing. God is not a modern thing. God is an ancient thing. God belongs to history. So whoever say he believes in God and does not believe history, then I don't think you know what you believe in. So the history is over there for people to know. I quite remember sometime when I was telling the Dagombas that they are the Philistines. Some Dagomba man came out and say, I am a liar. That Dagomba people were brought from somewhere, Mali or somewhere in 14 something. I say, oh, look at the babies suckling. When I am speaking of 2,000 over years history, you are talking of 14th century. How many years now? About 600 or even less than 600. But I'm giving you a history that is over 2,000 years. So if you don't know, you just keep quiet. Period.
Thank you very much. You are still watching us on Osuma for TVGH and also Xylos Media. Like I always say, I disagree with what you say, but will defend to death your right to say it. This is the governmental term. You may disagree with what Togbe say, but what he's trying to let you know is that you just listen. He's not forcing you to believe, but what you come and admit it. We are only doing this thing for Africa to bring out the capabilities of Africa. You've heard in the history that everything that has been done in Egypt and all those mathematical calculations, geography, sciences, all these things have been laid down by our ancestors. We are only preaching all this for Africa to know that we have the capability to do everything like this. Our main